would have been 2, 4, 5, 6.
RPG Summer continues on with State of the Save. With me as always is Michael. How are things going, Michael?
I'm doing good. What game are we playing, Eric?
We're playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, Michael.
Yes.
We're back at it. This is part 3 of our big 5-part series. It's our big summer event. Much like how comic books used to do big events every summer, State of the Save does a big event every summer starting this summer.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've always done this. Trust us. Don't go back in the timeline and judge. No, but we're back. Part 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Very exciting things going on, Michael.
Chapters 9 through 11.
9 through 11, a lot to talk about in the world of video games, a lot to talk about in the world of Final Fantasy VII. Michael, let's just jump right into things.
Yes.
Right off the bat, we have exciting news to talk about, Michael. Because have you ever been listening to State of the Save and thought to yourself, I would like to go hang out with Eric and Michael? This is the part where people go, no, I've never done that. But you humor us. Me and Michael have been invited to come cover the Games and Geek Expo in Raleigh, North Carolina, here on the 5th and 6th of September. We will be out there with our media badges and our press hats on, doing interviews and being a part of the festivities over there.
Someone decided we were official enough.
Someone fucked up. But no, we're going to be out there at the Games and Geeks Expo. 5th and 6th of September, Raleigh, North Carolina. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be there for both days. Me and Michael are going to be TikToking. We're going to be posting. We're going to be doing all that stuff. We'll be around. It'll be easy to find us. But definitely what you can do if you are coming to the event, reach out to us and we'll try to arrange a little hangout or something. And we'll also just tell people what we're out about doing. If not, you're not coming, you need to go to State of the Save at YouTube or TikTok and follow us there, because I'm sure we'll be posting content over there throughout the expo. Hopefully we're going to do some interviews. Hopefully we'll do some man on the street stuff. We'll show off some booths. Those video game tournaments.
Yeah, show off what we got from like the vendors and everything.
Yeah, the swag and stuff that we're going to buy. We'll go into debt for you guys. But no, it's going to be a great time. We're very, very excited. We're very appreciative of Games and Geeks Expo to invite us out. We're going to try to give you guys as much content as we can on this. And hopefully this is one of the many things we got coming up. We've been talking about cool stuff coming. Hey, we're now able to announce this. Best thing you can do right off the bat, go to State of the Save at TikTok or YouTube. Follow us there so you can be up to date when we start uploading. Also, do us all a favor, drop us some reviews, 5-star reviews on any of your podcasting platforms that you can. Let's get some hype going here so we can get more of these kind of events. There's a ton of cool stuff we're going to be doing with this, Michael. I'm very excited.
Me too. I'm counting the days. It's going to be a fun time.
I am about to embark on like the craziest month of the year for me. So I am like very excited to get to all this stuff going on. But Games and Geek Expo, Raleigh, North Carolina, 5th and 6th. Come hang out with us. Come see some of the awesome people that's going to be there. Our boy Cliffy B, creator of Gears of War, is going to be there. We've got voice actors from,
there's a Silent Hill voice actor meetup. Some voice actors from Silent Hill are doing like a big like panel meetup things. That's going to be really cool to see.
There's also like tabletop stuff going on. There was gaming tournaments going on.
If you want to enter a tournament into Year of Our Lord 2026 for Third Strike, hell yeah, you can do that.
Me and Michael will go over there and check that shit out. We're also going to be, just going around interviewing people, talking to people. We'll have our media badges. We'll post a picture of us so you know what we're wearing and how to find us.
If we go missing.
If Aaron gets taken down a dark alley somewhere, I'm very easily manipulated, everybody. But no, I think it's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to this. Big ups for them for inviting us. There's also going to be a lot of other content creators out there, including some people that I know I follow and such. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about maybe trying to get and meet with them and talk to them. But it's going to be fun. Raleigh, North Carolina, 5th and 6th. Be there. Michael,
Yes.
the business is taken care of. Let's talk video games.
That's why we're here.
You, Michael, have finally.
Yes.
Speaking of the year 2026, you finally decided you got off your ass and said, "Let's play Super Mario Brothers."
Yeah. So, shout outs to Chuck Zimmerfeld from Giant Bomb. He made a great thing on their website that is a list of the most important video games of all time, starting all the way from like the 1960s with like Tennis for Two and stuff like that, going all the way to, it's still a work in progress. He's in like the middle of the 2000s now. But I was looking through that list. I was playing a bunch of stuff online. Like I've tried out Zork online because I was like, I should go through like all of these because video games are like, they're my passion. They're my favorite hobby. And a lot of like the real cultural touchstones I've missed. I've beat the, like Myst, for example. I never played Myst. And I played and beat like the text version of Oregon Trail, where in order to shoot the gun, you just type bang really fast. And the faster you type the word bang, the more meat you get. So you can just, if you're a really fast typer, you can just go bang, 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 bang. And then you have food on your wagon to get you through. I had no trouble doing that. But then I remembered, I was going through the list, and because you can mark if you played something or beat something. I got the Super Mario Brothers, and I was like, I played that. Then something felt wrong. I never beat Super Mario Brothers.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people probably have not beat that game without doing skips.
What you do,
because the warp zones are so easy to do. I'm sure most people have just warp zoned their way through that game.
How I imagine how everyone my age has born after the NES played Super Mario Bros. 1 is, the warp zone. You play it. You get to the warp zone, you go to World 4, you realize World 4 is much harder, you lose all your lives and go, well, that was fun, and then don't touch the game for a couple years and go, I should play Super Mario Brothers. I wanted to play it like someone back in the 1980s would play it. No warp zones, no infinite lives, like turtle hopping stuff. Playing it where no save states, my only continue being when you get to the back to the start menu and hold A and hit start. That's where my save states were on the start menu, so I could easily, after like days, just like go back, like hitting reset on the console to go back on the main menu. 3 lives per world. Finally beat Super Mario Brothers. And every time that I thought that it was getting frustrating and that things were like impenetrable, that's the brilliance of like, Nintendo had like the game design philosophy on lockdown from the very beginning, where it's, you could do this the most difficult way possible, or you can go secret hunting. And when you like think about where the secrets would be, there usually are, like finding where the mushrooms are going to be, learning enemy patterns. So those Hammer Bros were a big problem.
Oh, Hammer Bros are like a legitimate threat in that video game.
Yes, and then you realize, wait, it's counterintuitive to stand far away from them. What you want to do is stand close to them, and then when they jump, you run underneath them. I never knew that, because usually my goal is just run, power through, jump, and hope I don't get hit. And that's not a good strategy to have.
Very early on in Super Mario Brothers, that speed playthrough style works. Once you start getting later in that video game, like, you have to start being a lot more deliberate on things, because they start adding a lot more things like Hammer Bros, or you start getting like the platforms that fall off.
Or the speed thing really works in some of those later levels, because you're just building up muscle memory. Like you get a little bit further, then you get a little bit further, and eventually you just have that on lock. That when you do find the secrets, you can put those together. So I was making it to like the castle with no mushrooms, and the final castle in 8-4 with no mushrooms and 1 life. I got to the end with like 6 lives because I found some 1-ups and a fire flower. Made it all the way to the end, just tanked the hit from Bowser, knocked it over. No princess in another castle. There's Princess Toadstool right there.
You know what the weird thing about that video game is? It still holds up. It's so good. I encountered Super Mario Brothers for the first time when I was a kid. We had a Nintendo. My parents would play it in their back room. Like they had a little like TV in their bedroom, and that's where they would play it. And I have a very vivid memory of watching them play it. Like one time I walked in, my dad was sitting on like the floor playing it. But my main kind of time with it was I had the Game Boy Color version of the game.
DX. That's a good port.
Yeah.
I played that in like a Target.
Yeah, and I had that. And I played the hell out of that thing. And I remember getting an EGM issue that had one of the DVDs that used to come with EGM. And they had like what was like a scissor reel of speedrunning clips of a bunch of video games. It was like the speedrunnerarchive.com it was like a scissor clip of like a bunch of speedrunning clips with the time. It was like a clip of the game and the time that they beat it in. And then it was like set to like a music video. And I remember seeing that and like, I want to speedrun video games and trying using the timer on my microwave as my thing to time my attempt to beat Super Mario Brothers as a speedrunner, you know. And I was way too young to actually have a chance of doing this. I didn't understand, you know, like how difficult it was, but like I remember that was like an entryway into that whole thing. But Super Mario Brothers, man, that game, like I remember just still to this day, that thing holds up really well. You almost do a disservice to yourself using all the skips because you're skipping so much that's really good, you know?
Yeah, the frustration is a part of the game because it's figuring out how to overcome that stuff. Like being overwhelmed with the levels where the cheats are just like, you're just on a bridge and they're just coming up out of nowhere. So all you can do is just sprint and hope for the best.
And occasionally, like one will come up and hit you in the foot,
yeah,
and you automatically counts as you stomping it or whatever.
And then you jump really high. Like I guess I'm in the air now. Who knows what's gonna happen?
It's so good. It's weird, but I do agree with you. More people should go back and play some of these like foundational video games. I do think like a lot of stuff might not hold up necessarily. Like, should you go spend 5 hours playing Adventure?
Zork? Or Adventure?
You know, it's probably not going to hold up that great. But even if you just spend like 5 minutes fiddling with it, it gives you like a touchstone to understand where things came from.
I highly, highly, highly recommend Atari 50, that retro game collection, because not only does it show the games, but it like the most seminal classics of all times and a lot of duds. Like, there's Atari Jaguar stuff on that thing. But it provides context for everything, and it's, like, such a nice little package. Like, you can play Adventure, and then you can have people talk about Adventure and why it was so meaningful and what games. You can see a direct correlations with the games it directly influenced just on that package. Like, so I highly recommend Atari 50.
I was a sucker as a kid with all, like, the collections. So I had like the Namco collection on the Game Boy Advance that had like Dig Dug and Galaga and Gala X and all that stuff. And
Namco was so good with that stuff. I had the collection on PS1, like the Namco Museum, and that archived those games from before I was born in this museum. Like, in order to play a game, you could access them from the menu, or you can go walk through this museum where you see it's like beautiful, like calming, relaxing museum music as you're going through the exhibits and like looking through like promotional Japanese material of these games. So as you're like walking through like a museum exhibit to get to Galaga, you're learning about Galaga. And it is like, the presentation there was so good. We need more stuff like that to really... It's not enough to just like play these games. That's important. But like gaming history is the real game preservation. Learning why something is important is just as important as the art itself.
No, exactly. It puts it in context.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the TMNT collection that came out recently... that has like Turtles in Time and the NES and the Super Nintendo Turtles and all that stuff, has a ton of that great stuff. It's got like all the instruction manuals, but not just like the English instruction manual, the Japanese one. It's got like hand-drawn maps when they were designing the NES Ninja Turtles game, like the hand-drawn overhead map of where you would drive the turtle van on like this, like, you know, graph paper that they have, and like hand-drawn like sprite by sprite details of what the sprite does in a jump or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I spent so long just staring at that stuff because it's fascinating. And game development was different back then than it is now, and a lot of it was still very tactile. Like, this is stuff on paper, right? Like, they're hand drawing what the jump is going to look like, when the pixel does the backflip on the jump or whatever. It's so good. And if you can look at that stuff and then put yourself in the mindset of someone coming to it when it was fresh, it gives you a different appreciation of it. Like, I always tie it to music, and like in punk music, if you can go back and listen to some of these like foundational bands and try to put yourself in the mindset of someone who's approaching that band for the first time, like if you listen to, Black Flag, or you listen to Minor Threat or Bad Brains or somebody like that now, you might not necessarily understand why it was so important. But if you put it in the context of what was surrounding the music at the time, and then like try to put your mindset of someone approaching it for the first time like this, it gives you that context. And you can do the same thing with classic video games.
Yeah, I did that with listening to Milo Goes to College from Descendants, because it's like, oh, this is the birth of pop punk.
Yeah.
Was this record? And it's just like, yep, you hear it.
You start like, oh, all these themes are going to be what every pop punk album is going to be copying for the next 5 to 10 years after this. And same thing with video games. Like, and sometimes these games hold up really, really well. I stand by. Galaga is still one of my top 10 video games of all time.
That's awesome.
That game is amazing. Like, yeah.
I'm a Dig Dug guy. I like Dig Dug.
Dig Dug's fine. It's not. I like Galaga more, but I think Dig Dug is. I will put a quarter in a Dig Dug machine. Pac-Man overrated. Not a Pac-Man guy.
Miss Pac-Man is the much better
Pac-Man.
So it's just the superior game is Miss Pac-Man.
People go like, this is a retro video game podcast. Yeah, it's a really retro video game podcast.
Pole position.
Anything else you've been playing?
I'm gonna yield the rest of my time.
Okay. Let's jump ahead to the year 2026. A Tale of Two Shooters. Right off the bat, I want to close the book on Doom Revelations. The big DLC for Doom, the Dark Ages. I talked about it last episode that I was getting into it. I have finished Doom Revelations and I've completed the bulk of the post-game content. There is a ton of post-game content. Like, I'm talking...
In a DLC or like for the main game? Like
for the DLC.
Really?
The DLC has a ton of content in it. And then when you get to the post-game, it opens up what is the equivalent of Slayer Gates, what is the equivalent of the challenges from Doom 2016, like the speed attack and like the time attack challenges.
Okay.
It opens up retro levels where you play the retro level with the enemies from the game, and then with like a more modern movement, but it's a retro level. You get 4 retro levels. You get 4 the time attack missions, I think. You get, like 6 Slayer Gates. And then you get a couple other different content as well. There's a whole new currency. You get a bunch of upgrades that you get to get. You have a new weapon you can piece together. And then it will lead up to a new final boss, like a true final boss.
Wow. Okay.
This thing is you want to talk about bang for your buck. $20 for this DLC, and it is about 10 to 13 hours worth of content.
Not even. I think I saw it was on sale for like $10 already.
If you have a passing appreciation of Doom, Doom the Dark Ages is very good. Doom the Dark Ages Revelations, in my opinion, is better. Like, I would make the argument that if you were like a 7 out of 10 on Doom the Dark Ages, 10 out of 10 Doom the Revelations. Revelations is
that high of a jump from the base game?
Is that good.
Wow, okay.
Is that good. The combat is rough, but not unfair. The new enemies are great. The spear adds so much to it. I am still putting together the post-game content. I will finish that up as I go. But 10 out of 10, Doom Revelations, it elevated Doom the Dark Ages, in my opinion, a lot. This thing's great. Go out there, spend the $20, grab this thing. If you have it on Game Pass, buy Doom the Dark Ages Revelations for $20. Congratulations, you get the game and this like 13 hours worth of really good content for $20. Like, it's a fucking steal.
That's awesome. And the fact that the game is already, for a lot of the employees at id Software, this is their swan song. They put, those people are gonna go off to different places, but at least they gave us one last
This
Awesome,
thing was
dude.
amazing. I loved it so much.
I really want to check it out, and it's been the sale price has been like dropping lower and lower, where you can I think get the main game and the DLC for like $25-$30, and
It's totally worth it.
That seems like a steal at that point.
Totally worth it. And
this year is crazy for new releases, but I'm gonna come back around to that because
put a pin in it. Come back to it when you can. I know you haven't played Dark Ages yet, but
I need to go back and finish Eternal.
Finish Eternal because Eternal is great, but Dark Ages is elevated by Revelations. And I'm like I said, I still have to finish up some of the in-game content, but like what the in-game content is arguably better than what's in the main storyline. Like it's just so good.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
Yeah, I had a blast. I'm still having a blast with it. The big thing let's talk about. Halo Campaign Evolved came out. This is the remastered version of Halo Combat Evolved, one of my favorite video games of all time. When this came out, when they revealed this, I was one of those people that was kind of like, hey, I don't know if we need this because we have a remake or remaster of Halo Combat Evolved already. It's very good. It's a good remaster. It has everything you need. It's basically just a nice skin over the game. But like to the point that you have like the whole toggle on and off of the graphics and such. I also think Halo holds up to this day. It's still really good. You can probably put the Xbox version of that game in and you will still have a ball. When this came out, I cleared up my schedule. Everyone went to bed and Eric hopped down to play it. I decided to start off with the 3 levels that are new to the game. These are 3 levels that are set about a year before the events of Halo. These are freshly designed by Halo Studios levels. There's a lot of like weapons and enemies that do not appear in Halo proper that are in this. And I was not whelmed. I was really down on it, to be honest with you. There's a lot of fundamental things I didn't enjoy about those 3 levels. They're pretty safe. You're on a Covenant ship. There is one of the 3 levels that opens up to like a big outdoor, it's like a fake outdoor environment.
Okay.
But there's a lot of things that I did not enjoy. One of the worst things about it was I felt like the enemy spawn locations were generally bad. There was a lot of like stand in a room and enemies just come out of places. On the second level, there's a lot of like tall buildings or structures that surround you and enemies just like jump off of them to land into the arena. And it's like, oh, I was playing on Heroic. I play Halo generally on Heroic. And it's like, oh, I'm in the middle of the fight and 5 brutes landed behind me because they come from a place I can't see and they're just there. And so it was frustrating. I was really down. Also, I think it looked good. It looks great. Story-wise, there was a lot of controversy because there was like a character in there. It's a female ODST that everyone was like, she's a woman and she hates Master Chief. She quite literally, the only thing she says is like she doesn't like Chief when she sees him. And if you know anything about Halo lore, it's long established that ODSTs don't like Spartans. And so she wouldn't. Then within 20 minutes, she's like, hey, I'm kind of glad you're here. Thank you for coming and helping us. Like, it is the most non-offensive character I've ever seen in a video game.
And people are mad about it.
And also, like,
that seems to be the tale of this remake.
I want to get into the remake proper.
Okay.
Coming out of it, I was down on those 3 missions. It took me like a night and a half to get through them because also I had to get back in the swing of Halo and I had some weird glitch stuff. Like I saved at the end of the second level and like when I loaded up my save, had been an update, the day 2 update, and it took away my progress, so I had to replay the second level. Long story short, I didn't enjoy those 3 levels. I thought it was a whole lot of nothing. There was like even like a cool weapon that Sergeant Johnson gets. It's like a really fancy like glass gun or grass gun, whatever you call those. Like a sniper rifle that's like really hard hitting.
Gotcha.
And you never get to touch it. He just has it, and there's no way for you to get to use it. It just felt weird. It didn't feel great. So I finally that second night I said, okay, well, let's jump into the remake proper, or the remaster proper. And I would say it's a remaster. Those things that have been added and changed, and new cutscenes are added, and those differences. The remaster itself is great. I really am enjoying it. Okay. This is running off the Unreal Engine. There's some weird stuff with like color palettes in this game. It looks really good, but like the dark blacks, no matter what I do to my settings, don't really do a good job of like not having like weird hazes in them. I don't know how to put it. Yeah. I thought it was my TV. It's not my TV. I've done a bunch of checking. But like
Unreal Engine 5 has like that sort of...
It has some hiccups every once in a while. But I will say from a playing point of view, and also from a design point of view, because Halo itself is so well done, and a lot of this is just like one-to-one to what Halo was, it's still great. Now, I do have a question on like, was this 100% necessary? I am having a good time with it, but you know, I do understand like it's another one of it's another way to play Halo,
and it's a way to play Halo on PlayStation.
Yes, which is the big thing, which they probably regret now.
With no multiplayer.
There is no multiplayer. I am almost done with the campaign. I'm down to like the last 2 missions. I mean, Halo feels good, and like I don't like the combat feels better. Note to self, like I was dying like maybe 9 to 10 times on those new missions, most of the time from deaths of enemies like popping out from weird places that I have no way to anticipate. I generally am dying like once on a mission in Halo. It's just because Halo, I know Halo, and I also know how the ebb and flow of Halo goes. It's still extremely difficult, but it's not. It's fair. Like you understand where the enemies are coming from. There is a lot of things that are added. They've added some new enemy types to the Flood. They did a lot of work on the Flood.
Really?
The Flood are generally in my, like, I'm a Halo guy, obviously. I generally don't like Flood missions that much in most Halos. I like how they've changed the Flood. It feels really good. They've added some new enemy types to the Flood. They did some modifications to like the library, which is everyone's big sticking point level. You know, everyone hates or loves the library. There's a lot of things here that I really enjoy. There was some changes that confused me.
Okay.
But I really think this is still a solid experience. If you are a Halo fan, you will play this no matter what. So, like, I'm not really talking to those people. If you do not have any experience with Halo, you know, original Halo, you're probably going to have a ball with this. Maybe skip the prequel missions. I don't think they're that good, which I want to talk about at the end. There's a lot of things here that I think are great. There's been recasting on voice actors. New Cortana is not bad. She's just given some weird. Her dialogue's not as good as it was. They make things a lot more like talkative, and like it takes away some of my favorite like Halo dialogue.
Oh no.
I love snarky kind of an asshole Cortana in Halo, and they make her a lot more softer around the edges here. I think about in particular the big reveal of what Halo is in the original is like Cortana dressing Chief down about, you idiot, do you know what you almost did? And in this, she's a lot more like
understanding,
and it's like, no, like Cortana kind of is direct. I don't know. I have some weird things. Johnson being Sergeant Johnson 100% now is great. All this stuff is great. I don't think this is bad. I do worry that the best parts of this were the stuff that was basically one-to-one stuff that was building off of the Bungie stuff still, because if the output of those 3 extra levels is what Halo Studios wants to do, I don't know if I vibe with that. So like that was something that I keep going back to is I'm liking this because there's a lot of this is still the bones of Bungie Halo, and the stuff that was not built off the bones of Bungie Halo was not something I enjoyed. Like it felt kind of boring. The combat did not feel good, and the enemies, the brutes, are added to those missions that are not in the original Halo, and what they do with them, it did not interest me at all. They were not fun to fight. I didn't enjoy it. So like, shocker, Halo is still great, but this new stuff that's off this new studio content was not stuff that made me feel good.
It doesn't give you confidence in the future of Halo, pretty much.
If you told me like the guys who built these 3 levels or who's building the next Halo, I'm gonna be like, because I think they do a wonderful job off the stuff. Like, and they add some stuff, mostly it's cutscenes and like dialogue changes. But like, you're still running off the bones of Bungie, and that stuff was so good. I imagine it's harder to mess it up.
Is Halo Studios is it just a renamed 343, or is it a completely new studio?
It is a renamed 343. Here's the thing. 343 got handed a shit hand. All right? I've been a Halo fan since the original Halo. I have my original copy of Halo for the Xbox sitting over there. I have loved this series since my little friend Raj in 4th grade showed up to 4th grade because he had played Halo over the weekend with his brother and told me the entire plot of Halo through a 4th grader's perspective on the playground one day, and I thought it sounded like the most epic, amazing thing in the world. I've loved Halo. When Bungie leaves, 343 is the studio that follows it up, right? Gears does the same thing with the Coalition, where Epic moves on, the Coalition comes in. Everyone's going to judge them super hard. But 343's output has not lived up to the expectations of what I view a Halo game to be.
It felt like, from the outside looking in, I always felt like this is a foundational thing. Next one, they got it. 5, okay, they tried some stuff here, but the next one, they got it. Infinite, okay, we're on the right path here. There's just some little stuff they got to work out, and we got something real here, and now it feels like we're back to, well, there's just some fundamental stuff. They got the fundamentals down. They just need to...
It feels like, and a lot of this is like from a Halo community point of view, Halo community is extremely toxic. To the point that I've left those subreddits multiple times.
No one hates Halo fans more than Halo.
No one hates Halo more than Halo fans. And like, listen, dude, I get it. 343 was a big part of like dropping the ball early on the Halo Master Chief Collection. That thing's now fixed up and it's great. It's amazing. But Halo 5 is not good. It's the only Halo that I've only finished once. Halo Infinite had a lot of great ideas, but I think a lot of that was business changes happened midway through that, and it fucked them up. Because that game was supposed to be this ongoing building thing. And then there's also a fact that Halo has not had a vision of what Halo's story should be since the Bungie era. Because Bungie didn't give a fuck about anybody's like extra stuff. Like, you would write a book, and then the next Halo game would contradict the book because Bungie didn't give a fuck. In 343, they got really into like the books lead into the next game and this, that, and the other. And then what happened is people who just play the games don't know what the fuck is happening. Why is Cortana evil now? Because in the book she got evil. All this kind of stuff. And like 343 has had a hard task, but I do also think they've never risen to the occasion. And I think here, the stuff that's still based off of Halo bones is still really good. I'm having a good time with this remaster. But the problem is that scares me is the new stuff, the stuff that you guys built from the ground up, didn't feel good. And I didn't enjoy it. And it's not because there was a lady ODST. There was weird stuff with Chief in there. He talks a lot. And he does one-liners and stuff. And I'm like, there's a point where, this is when I really like noticed it. Johnson goes, hey, Chief, you ever get sick of being the strong, silent type? And he goes, no. I was like, are we doing, like, eh? And like Master Chief's done one-liners in the past, Chief, where are you going? I'm giving the Covenant back their bomb. But like, it was not good. I'm just really worried. Now, one thing you mentioned, and I want to talk about, is it does not seem like this studio is getting a lot of great feedback here. I think it's hard to tell actually what the community thinks about this game, because there is this loud Halo fans hate Halo more than anybody else minority. There's people like me who I'm trying to be like actual have a conversation about this new Halo game. And then there's the it's woke thing, which has bought into this game so fucking bad. Like, apparently there was a video that went around of like one of the early Easter eggs in Halo Combat Evolved is that when you get the pistol from Keys, you can turn back around, shoot Keys, and they'll send the Marines in to kill Chief. And it's like the Chief's gone rogue, and it's a little Easter egg. Someone was saying that you can't shoot any of the female crew on the Pillar of Autumn. Now that's not true. It just is a little weird how the hitboxes work because you're not really supposed to do it. But like that and the female ODST.
And they fixed it like in a day and they adjusted the hitboxes.
Yeah, and then like the female ODST having 1 or 2 lines at the beginning where she doesn't like Chief. And a bunch of people who don't know, like, hey, guess what? I read the fucking books. ODSTs have never liked Spartans. Master Chief kills an ODST early on in his career by mistake. Like, because he picked a fight with like Chief when he was like 12 years old, and Chief broke his fucking sternum. Like, like this is a thing in Halo that ODSTs don't like Spartans, and it's addressed in the deals in the new missions that like Sergeant Johnson talks about. Like, hey, I know you guys don't like Spartans, and she tells you why. Fucking stop! Like, it's the only time I'm gonna say this word. It's a bunch of tourists showing up in the Halo fandom thinking they know what's going on. And I don't fucking like it. Go fuck yourself. But I do want to know what the actual overall consensus on this thing is. I think it's really hard to tell.
It's gonna take some time. Like, I would want to know the perspective of the PlayStation player who heard about Halo, who picked up Halo. Like, that's who they seem to be marketing to. What do they have to say about this?
And I think also a lot of their voices might be drowned out by the OG Halo fans who are just angry. And the
people who play on PlayStation are also yelling about their own stuff right now with the disc thing. True. So it's hard to parse anything.
I just really wonder what I would love if you're out there and you are a fresh to Halo guy, you've never played Halo. Maybe you've only played PlayStation your entire life. I want you to send us a message. How do you feel about Halo Campaign Evolved? Do not take what I say into consideration. Tell me what you think about it. Because there's a lot of great stuff. Hey, the Silent Cartographer is still one of the greatest Halo missions that ever exist. And when I played it, they've added a lot of little like stuff to it. Like the beginning on the beach has added some extra stuff, and Flo Hammer's got some different lines. And I was smiling like a little kid, charging up that beach with my Magnum pistol, shooting grunts and throwing plasma grenades into elites. Every time I get a shotgun to fight the Flood, I smile. Every time I throw a plasma grenade into an elite's face and he blows up. They've done some little modifications. So like the elite with the energy sword doesn't fight you right at the door anymore. They've done some shit. And it's like, I smile every time. But I want to know what the new player thinks about this.
Exactly. I'm not a Halo guy at all. I don't really have interest in this particularly. I'm more interested in what does a brand new... What does a new Halo look like? I played this one before. I want to know what this series could potentially be like in the future.
I think that's the concern that I have. Mm-hmm. And that's the sad part. I was really hoping that the new missions were going to come out. I didn't have, like, there was some people who were like really hoping for it to be like tied into the lore, like super tied in. There was like the book Fall of Reach is like the first Halo novel, and there was like a mission there that people were hoping it was going to be. I didn't have that belief because I felt like that is a road to madness. If you do that, no one's going to be happy. The new people don't know why it's cool, and the people who already know that lore is just going to bitch about you not doing it the exact way it was. So like I kind of didn't anticipate that. But the problem with this is not like from a lore point of view or anything like that. It's just it felt uninspired, and it felt like the combat didn't feel Halo to me. And like it was put in such sharp contrast between those missions and then when you get into campaign evolved like proper, and I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the feeling of plasma pistol into the elite to take his shield down, toss a frag into these grunts over here, shoot the hand on the jackal. Like the combat feels right because it's on those bones. And that's what worries me. And I don't want Halo Studios gone or anything crazy, but I do want to know what the plan is here. I know there was rumors that they were going to be like, they had like 2 or 3 games in the works at one point. There's an implication when you beat this on Legendary that there will be a Halo 2 remake. I don't know if I want a remake or remaster of all the original trilogy, because I can tell you right now, I played through those games like a year and a half ago, and they still hold up really damn good. The Master Chief Collection's great. Just play those games there. Halo 2 already has a remaster as well.
That's what I played in. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. That game doesn't need it.
I'm not a Halo fan. I'm a Halo 2 fan. I love Halo 2.
Halo 2 is great.
Halo 2 is fantastic.
Have you ever played the original Halo?
Yeah, I played the original trilogy.
Oh, okay. I mean,
ODST, some of Reach, some of 4, didn't touch 5.
I like Reach a lot. It's like one of probably like my 3rd favorite Halo game. And then I actually like 4, believe it or not.
4 has its defenders from like a story perspective.
From a story perspective, it's fine. From a gameplay perspective, I have a lot of things I like about it. 5 is generally bad. When I did I did that replay where I played it in timeline order.
Mm-hmm.
So I played Reach 1. I played the Oth missions in 2. And when you leave Oth, I jumped to ODST, played ODST, came back to 2, and then did 3, 4. And when I got to 5, I only got to like the 3rd mission in. And I was like, oh, I remember, I hate this damn game. And then I jumped back to Infinite, and I played through Infinite again.
One last question before we move on. If you could have any studio make a Halo, like take it from Halo Studios and build like it from the ground up, not like a remake, but to like give their interpretation of Halo, who would you like to see?
Respawn Entertainment.
Yes. You know what? Yeah.
The team that made Titanfall 2 making a Halo game would be great. Because listen, I'm not opposed. Like, this has sprint in it. I don't give a fuck. Most games need sprint now. Like, I'm not opposed to changes, but you need to fundamentally understand how Halo feels. And I think the problem with 343 is they don't quite grasp that. And we'll see. There's a lot of good hype going on right now about Gears of War E-Day. They just did their big multiplayer, like, influencer beta thing, and that blew off, and that was great. I feel like we are in a situation right now where, like, people are, like, in this nostalgia period where they want this stuff, but I just really, to me, it's Respawn should be who does it.
My pick would be, from outside looking in, I would like to see Machine Games' take on a Halo.
It would be chunky, and I could see that being good, too. I could see that being good.
Yeah.
But I think we are at the point now where we either need to do a dramatic change to this franchise, because
it needs fresh eyes.
We need fresh eyes because the fandom needs something to shock itself out of this bullshit, basically.
I get it.
And I think that's where we're at. That's enough Halo talk. I'll listen.
There was a Halo out. You guys should have known we'd be.
I'm not talking about that shit. Eric's not gonna not talk about Halo. That's like a Resident Evil coming out. Like, those two franchises are like, we have to
separate Resident Evil out to its own episodes.
Yes,
because when we talk. Speaking of which, there's a Resident Evil movie coming out in September. You can expect a bonus show.
There will be an extra episode on that. I'm excited about the movie.
It looks
That's
great.
another thing. Why is my two favorite franchises some of the most toxic fucking communities?
That's how it goes, isn't it?
Like, both of them are just fucking miserable.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I know exactly what you mean.
I was a Star Wars fan.
It's awful. The trenches of it.
I still listen, I'll watch Star Wars episode, 4 and 5 and 6 and, all that stuff. I'll watch those. Sometimes you gotta step away.
Anyway.
Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Michael.
Yes.
When we left off, Cloud has fallen from the sky in a very dramatic way.
Landed on some flowers.
Met Aerith. And chapter 8 is basically like the Aerith Cloud chapter.
We get what I love about the 8 and 9 is that they're sort of mirrors of each other. There's like a sort of linear section in the beginning before you get to the hub, but they have like drastically different tones. And they show you two different sides of Aerith as a character.
Spoiler, Eric likes Aerith now a lot more than I did at the end of chapter 8.
I was hoping this was coming.
And
yes,
I think that this was something that you were, because you're an Aerith fan. That's like one of your favorite characters in this game. I was trying to keep a very open mind. I went into the character thinking this is not a character style that generally vibes with me, but I was also open to understanding this game has kind of subverted expectations for me on a lot of characters. I generally wouldn't look at Cloud as a character that I like, but I like Cloud. Same thing with like Barrett and such. After chapter 9, Aerith has really grown on me because it really opens her up to be a lot more three-dimensional than I felt like she still was in chapter 8. In chapter 9, I'm like, oh, there's a lot more to this character than I thought there was. So I have now seceded over to you. I look at you now and I say, you're right. Aerith is a good character. I do enjoy her.
Yeah. So 8 and 9 are kind of like good dual roles for a character because we see how she acts like day Aerith versus like night Aerith. Aerith has lived in the slums for a long time and she knows like the seedy underbelly of the slums and she's like aware of it. She's smart to it. And she has her own ways of like dealing with it. Like she's not like the ditzy Disney princessy that you see in chapter 8. She is that, but she's also very intelligent, very like emotionally intelligent, and like can get out of sticky situations and knows how to handle like the world around.
I think you really hit the nail on the head with the Disney princess kind of thing. She kind of presents that vibe at first. And here you see that, hey, that might be a part of her personality, but she also does have a lot more going for her. She reads people extremely well. And she's also very good at, like, kind of playing people's emotions, but in, like, a positive way. Like, pulling things out of people that might not be something they want to show.
She's finding
particularly with Cloud.
She's finding the best in people. Why I love this character is because she's a light in the darkness. The world of Final Fantasy VII, especially Midgar, is dour. It is depressing. Aerith is the flower is the perfect representation for her. She's the flower growing out of the rubble of a dying planet. That's her. That fits her character, and that's why I really like her so much.
The beginning of this chapter is pretty straightforward. Aerith, of course, called us sneaking out. And she's like, hey, I'm gonna go back with you to Sector 7. We'll cut through Sector 6. But like those Sector 6 at one point had the plate dropped on it. Yeah. So the plate of Midgard was physically dropped on Sector 6. So it hit it like a bomb. And there's a really good sequence as you kind of come to that spot. Well, Aerith kind of fills Cloud in on that. And she's kind of like taken back that Cloud doesn't know this stuff. Because she makes a statement. Like she's like, well, it's Sector 6 had the plate dropped. And he's like, what? And she's like, you don't know about that? He goes, when I left my village, I went straight to join the soldier program. Like, he didn't really have a lot of experiences out here. He went from his village to the soldier program.
He didn't care about the inner workings of Midgar. He wanted to join soldier to become a hero. And
like Sephiroth.
And as we know about his relationship with Sephiroth, Hijinks ensued.
What we still don't know what Cloud was doing at that time, but we do know that like
It's
things
a 5-year gap, and now Cloud has trauma.
bad things happened to Cloud, but I really, really love that kind of like Aerith, like, yeah, this is things that are known to people, and he's like, well, I don't know about it, and of course he needs to not know so we can be explained to us in an organic way.
And she explains like the plate falling created like a vacuum that where they built like a wall around the area, and then a lot of like the seedy underbelly sort of came in. There's a lot of Star Wars parallels here. It's basically your Mos Eisley from Star Wars Episode 4. A hive of scum and villainy has come in and like risen it up, and it became the wall market.
And it's implied that like Shinra knows about it. They're like, hey, we're just going to quarantine it. You know, you can only keep that stuff suppressed so much. They just kind of quarantined their little, you know, shady operation to wall market, and then, you know, they'll go from there.
And with like the connections that we know from like Don Corneo, like Shinra knows all the inner workings of that.
Shinra is corrupt, so like having the underworld be on their call is not necessarily out of character for them at all.
Yeah.
One thing I do like is we're like, hey, are we going through Wall Market? No, we're not going through Wall Market. We're going to cut through this way. And like, it's a good, like, let me tell you about this place. And then obviously us as a player knows, hey, if you told me about it like that, we're probably going to go there. But it's a cool little subversion of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
The tunnels are not a lot to talk about here. It's mostly just some puzzles with like using the crane hands, which I think are fun, but they're not like, you know, engrossing conversation. I do enjoy when we run into some thugs.
Bert's badasses.
Yeah, just teetotal badasses with
love these guys. I love whenever they show up.
I love when they show back up the second time in particular. I do enjoy them. They also have the ability to steal money off of you. If you beat them up, they lose your money. The big kind of thing that really kickstarts this chapter is as we get out and we're moving towards Sector 17, we see a chocobo taking a carriage towards Wall Market, and in the back is a fancy dressed up Tifa.
What dress was she wearing for you?
It was like a kind of like a black dress with red.
Okay, so
not like a cowboy girl.
So you said, so you must have put, whenever you did the side quest with Aerith, or with Tifa, when you did all the side quests, you got a choice of, hey, when we go out, what do you think I should wear?
Oh, is that what triggers it?
And you must have said something exotic, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I said something sporty. So I got like a Chinese style dress with like thigh high stockings and her hair in a bunch. She kind of was like Chun-Li.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't. That's pretty cool. That's a trigger for this.
All of the dresses, all 3 dresses in this chapter are dependent on choices and side quests.
Ooh.
Everyone has different dresses.
Can we go ahead and talk about that for a second there?
Yes.
So
okay.
my Aerith has like a red kind of like evening wear.
Like the big gaudy red dress.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You did all of her side quests in chapter 8.
Okay. So she has like a red
yes.
Cloud has kind of like a black, very like conservative dress.
The black and blue with like the corset thing and like the big hair.
Yeah.
We did the Madam M quest line.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Okay, son of a bitch.
So
what did you have? You had the sporty Tifa.
Sporty Tifa, red dress Aerith because I did all her side quests, and I also did the Madam M track.
Okay. That's cool. So she's going off, and like Cloud's like Tifa, which I really love this.
I like that he grabs the back and starts riding it with Aerith running behind, and he's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I'm gonna break into Don Corneo because like there was a couple people like asking a lot about Avalanche, so I traced them back to Don Corneo. So what I'm gonna do is he's looking for a new bride. I'm going to break in."
Did she tell you all that then? For me, I didn't.
Oh, she's like, no, I'm going after Don Corneo.
She's going to meet Don Corneo.
Yeah.
So I'm about to say I didn't get that information until later.
That's right, because Chocobo Sam, we learned this between Tifa and Chocobo Sam.
Yeah,
which is a fantastic name for a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Cloud doesn't elaborate further. He's like, "All right, it seems like you got this." And then Aerith just looks at him like, "What the hell, dude?
She's like, brother, she's going to the biggest crime boss in Midgard, and he's going to evaluate her as a wife. Read between the lines, Cloud.
The look that Aerith gives him is gold, because it's a mixture of like, I'm trying to process all of this information.
My favorite thing is like Cloud, when he pieces it together, is like, we gotta go get Tifa.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I want to talk about some Cloud and Aerith bits and stuff in this chapter walking in, because there is she's very interested in some parts about Cloud's soldier past, and asks like, have you had any soldier buddies? And there's a bit any friends, any war buddies. There's a bit where you take a moment, go on top of a slide, and she asks Cloud, hey, you mentioned with Reno that you were a first rank soldier, right? He says, that's right. She's like, that's weird. That's the first, that was his rank too. The first guy I ever loved. And she says a name.
And it glitches Cloud out. Yeah.
And Cloud freaks out, has a freak out moment, and we don't know what. So you don't know what the name is.
I don't know what the name is. I have theories.
Okay.
Because Eric's really riding hard with this. Tifa sees the future. Not Tifa. Aerith.
Cloud sees the future.
No, Aerith.
Aerith sees the future.
Aerith has some connection to the future or the past.
Why is that?
Because I think Aerith is outside the timeline.
You're big brain theories already going on here.
I think that she loved a version of Cloud.
All right.
Maybe this is stupid, but it glitches Cloud out. Now, the obvious answer, I think, is also it could be Sephiroth. But I feel like that's a little bit too on the nose. And also...
I'm loving this. This
also,
is
when he's... Okay, this is Eric conspiracy theory time. When he says... He mentions Sephiroth to Aerith, and Aerith doesn't say anything about her having any, like, connection to him.
She's like the war hero?
The war hero. And like... I feel like she said Cloud's name, and Cloud glitched out because Cloud's in like this weird. Because we also see Cloud have a conversation with himself. I think there's some timeline shenanigans going on. That's what I think.
That's fascinating.
So
why do you think she in particular is living outside the timeline?
Because one, she has a deep connection to the ghosts.
Okay.
She also, we see in chapter 11. A moment in which she sees like a child version of herself, and when she's taken by the ghosts, there's this vibe that she is like somehow connected to things outside of the normal world.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Michael just stared at me like, really? I just feel like she is somehow connected to stuff outside of.
I'm not going to say either way, but I will say we're going to have a very long part 5 discussion of this game.
But I feel like she is somehow connected to something else. And also, I think there was a reason why it glitched Cloud out. Like, Cloud has whatever he has. Either has, like, psychological training that it fucked with him or something. I don't know. But I think there was a reason why it did that.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, that's my theory, and I'll stick to it.
Okay.
What other interactions here you want to talk about?
The build up to the high five.
Yeah, I love that thing where like she keeps trying to do the double high five, and he's like staring at her, and then he tries to do it at one point, and she's like, "We'll get it next time."
She was like, "What was that? Were you trying?" And he's like, "No."
Still stand by. I love Cloud. Cloud is great.
I love their dynamic so much because she gets the most joy out of Cloud. And
yes,
I love it so much.
I stand by. I actually like a lot of the things I like about her is her relationship with Tifa too. They do a good job of
instant best friends.
They do a good job of not making them this like competitive lovers thing that like I think a lesser story would do.
That's what the fandom does to them.
Yeah, fandom makes them like
from the outside looking in. You're like, it's Cloud. It's Aerith versus Tifa. Only one for Cloud, and they're not like that at all.
They become very good friends very fast,
instantaneously. Like, oh, you're with him. You're a friend of Cloud. Okay. That's all I need to know.
Nobody's
you help me out.
Fighting over Cloud at this point. They're just kind of like existing with each other and hanging out with Cloud.
There's a bit at the beginning of chapter 10 where you think it's going to lead to a what the hell moment, but then it's just like, Oh well.
Yeah, it just wipes them. Yeah, it was.
I'm going to assume that, well, skipping ahead a bit, I'm going to assume when you fall down the sewers in Chapter 10, you went to go help Tifa up first.
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's also going to come into play later on down the line.
Oh, see, I'm not.
Every little decision that you think doesn't mean anything has, like, the decisions are very subtle in this thing, but they do, like, have the little things that adjust throughout this game are wild, and I'm not catching them. Like the dress thing, I didn't even realize until like looking up later. Like what? There's multiple dresses for everybody?
That's cool. I love it, man.
It makes like talking about this game so much fun. Like you got what? You got what? It's like bringing back the joy of like classic games again.
Yeah, it's classic JRPG shenanigans, and guess what? Like it works. It fucking works for a reason.
Chocobo Sam comes out. He's a cowboy.
I like that when you talk to him, he's like, yeah, he goes, I've been trying to recruit Tifa for a while. She fits his type. And it's like, are you a pimp? And I was like, all three of you people are pimps.
Yep.
I really like Wall Market. I like the fact that like,
God,
so you go straight to, at least if you do what I do, you go straight to try to get Tifa out. You meet Don's kind of doorman.
Leslie, who does not want to be there.
Leslie is cool. We learned that Leslie is cool.
I have a note here. Leslie looks like he came out of Final Fantasy 15. The one with the cars.
Yeah, he does.
The boy bands in the cars.
But I like that he's like, listen, man, you're not getting in. Like, I know you think you are. You're not.
Okay, then Aerith's like, I'm going to go in. And he's like, why?
But, like, you notice he's like, why? Why would you want to do that? And the other guys are who, like, talk Aerith up on it. The other two guys are like, oh, she probably with some makeup and stuff. And I like how she takes that. She's like, ow. Like, they're like, if she, cleaned up a little bit, she's like, ow.
She whispers to Cloud, can I kill him?
Yeah.
Like, with a smile.
Permission to kill him. And he goes, granted.
Permission denied.
No, he says he's denied?
He said denied. Like,
oh, he
denied.
did say that. Okay.
Because he's like, we're here to do a job.
But, I really enjoy like this whole section. But basically you get your driving force that you're going to go visit the three kind of pillars of the city and try to get one of them to sponsor Aerith to go into this competition for this bridal competition with the Dawn.
But also someone else is here trying to do the same thing.
I dislike Johnny. This is the only thing about this chapter I dislike. I get that he's like, I love Tifa so much and I'll help her and I'm the cowardly guy and I keep showing up trying to do the same thing you're doing. I just dislike Johnny.
I kind of like the fact that he's just, the game knows he's a loser, and I love that every time you go somewhere, he's just getting turned away.
Did you meet his dad?
Out. What?
Do you meet his dad?
No?
Johnny's dad's in this.
What?
You can meet him after the arena. And Johnny's dad's out there, and he's like, I'm glad that you and Johnny are becoming such good friends.
I did not see this.
Yeah, he's out there. Johnny's dad is there. He's in like a suit outside.
I can't believe I missed that.
Is when you come out of the arena, you can talk to him.
That's really funny.
He's just a random dude on one of the sides, but he's Johnny's dad.
Because I did see Johnny coming out of the arena where he has like...
he's got all beat up
and stuff, yeah.
Did you sip the drink?
What drink? Where is this?
In the you go into the room with Johnny at the beginning of the arena. He's got a drink on the table, and he says the Don gave that up to me to help loosen me up and get me ready for the fight.
I did not see this.
And you can, it's like, and you pick it up and you go, do you want to? He goes, you want to sip it? Is what it says. And if you drink it, Eric goes, how did it taste? He goes, thick. And like, I don't know if that triggered something. I don't know, but there's a drink on the table that you can talk at Johnny.
Okay, so things might be changing depending on where you go first. Where did you go first?
First thing I went back to Chocobo Sam.
Yeah.
He's like, I would do it if you guess right on the coin.
So you played the heads or tails?
Played the heads or tails. I got wrong. I said heads.
As you find out,
Cloud goes, give me the coin. He goes, give me the coin. And he throws him the coin, and Cloud goes, it was a scam. Like, Cloud's smart. Like, he understands these things. And Chocobo Sam's like, yeah, you gotta make your own luck. Then I went to the Honeybee Hotel. Mm-hmm. Outside around the side is one of the teachers.
Yeah, the teacher from like the side quest in Chapter 8.
Yeah, she's out there because she wants to be a dancer. When I went in there, they wouldn't let me go talk to the dude in the Honeybee Hotel, obviously.
There's a 3-year wait on the dude. He's very high maintenance.
Very high maintenance. And so then we went over to the madam.
At this point, Eris was like, okay, you're bad at talking. I see that. Let me do the talking here.
This is a hand massage place, by the way. And she like, hey, would you like to like indulge in our services? And I was like, I got a ton of money. I'll just spend the highest quality one that you do. And like, listeners, come over to the side over here. Come to the side over here. Listeners, I don't care what this video game tells you. Cloud got off more than just a hand job. He got a hand job. Like, because my boy comes out there stumbling.
God, the camera angles that they do are... That's why I wrote a note here. This is some Kojima stuff right here.
When he comes out, and Aerith's like, are you okay?
There's
yep.
2 bits where you have control of Aerith. And they are gold each time.
When he comes out, like Aerith's like, are you okay? He's like, yep.
He just walks over.
He's
like rubbing his arm.
And my favorite thing is, if that man had a cigarette, he'd be smoking it. And I was like, man, I did not anticipate in this.
Leaning against the wall, kind of looking shady.
Listen.
It's so good.
I've been to Vegas, Michael. So we've all had these feelings. We're like, but you're okay. Oh my god, I love this sequence so much.
So, Madame M is like, "Hey, I will get you to be, Don Corneo's girl if you earn up the prize money by being my champion in the arena."
Which triggers the arena stuff. This stuff's great. It reminds me of the arena from Oblivion. Did you ever play Oblivion?
Yeah, I did the arena guild quest.
It was great. When you go down, you're living underneath the arena, and you go up there and fight champions, and you're rising up the ranks as you're in the arena.
The presentation here is great. You got those 2 announcers hyping you up each round.
Start off, they don't like you. They think you're a bunch of lamos, and then by the time you get to the end there,
you got a story, man.
Well, and you get like a generic fight at the beginning with the Beastmaster. You get the fight against the bandits from the tunnel, and they got bros with them now. And then you get a fight with like the champion, and you're like, oh man, we beat him. We're gonna go on. Well, because this is the underworld, the Don's been making a lot of money off of you. So he's like, no, now you got to fight my champion. And I like that the Madam M is like really pissed about it because she's getting screwed over just as much as you are.
Uh-huh.
And this fight, Michael, is a son of a bitch.
The Hell House. So in the original Final Fantasy VII, there's a bunch of weird enemies that you get throughout the game. A lot of the enemies that you meet on random encounters, the monsters, are regular enemies. But there's just one enemy in the original Final Fantasy VII that's just a house. It's just a house.
Fight this fucking house.
Fight this house on a random encounter. And it's not a hard fight. You hit it a couple times and it dies. So you're like, well, obviously they can't translate to the game. You know how stupid that would be? Let me tell you something. They turned that house into a 20-minute boss fight.
I fucking struggled with this because here's the thing. So I'm pretty good about using the analyze thing to like figure out what the weakness.
Yeah, I assess
you have
everything.
to do it.
It's because it straight up gives you hints, and not only just like weaknesses as well as like
I don't know how you fight I don't know how you fight the ghosts without it, because the ghost, it straight up tells you like, hey, they will switch between 2 states, one that's vulnerable to physical, one that's vulnerable to magic. And you have to know.
You have you have to attack the ghost physically, so they learn that ability, so then all of a sudden they're weak to magic, and then vice versa.
So let's talk about Eric's build going into this. Eric's got Cloud, who's mostly just a melee guy. I've got a bunch of melee stuff on him. He's got fireball, and then he's got a bunch of stuff to help him stay alive. Burial and cure on him.
Oh, you made him a tank
basically. He's a DPS tank that gets in the fight and just fucking deals damage. Aerith, it's primarily set up to heal. She only has one other spell that's not like a healing spell, and that's Blizzard. Know what is not needed in this boss fight? Either of those magic abilities. This enemy is immune to almost every single thing that I have.
And the game will know that and pick the one that you are not spec'd out for. So the gimmick of the Hell House is that the house will just switch to an element and start doing elemental damage. Like it does wind damage, it starts like making tornadoes. Fire damage, it becomes like a burning house fire. It's so cool visually. It has all 4 elements, and the thing is, you gotta attack it with the opposite element,
which I never had.
Yep.
So I had Aerith with her little magic attack that does 10 damage, doing the entire fight, while Cloud smacked at it for like 5 damage a hit, and just tried to get my stuff up. I got my summons in there. I have the big healing ability for Aerith. Aerith was healing like a motherfucker. And then soul draining to get more magic back so she can heal some more.
Oh, that soul drain's a lifesaver. Oh my god.
This took me forever. And there was multiple times where I nearly died. And if I would have died at the end, I would have probably stopped. But I beat this thing off of 10 damage at a time.
God, this fight is bonkers.
It's nuts. I'm glad I beat it in the first try, because if I would have had to do this twice. But it was just one of those things where I did the analyze. I'm like, okay, what's the gimmick? Okay, I don't have any of that. I was like, oh, fuck, no. So, your boy beat it 10 damage at a time.
So, there is what this game does is, if you play the first round and die, what you can do is it'll go, if you hit the restart, I think there's an option to go to the menu after you lose a fight to respec and like change your build out.
Yes.
I can't remember an exact way to do that, but I know there's a way, like if you watch a cutscene over again, you can hold a button down to trigger the menu at the very start of the fight before you go in. I can't remember what that button is, and I can't remember if you can do that in a cutscene leading up to the fight or at the beginning of the fight. I just know it's possible to do that if you restart a fight, to go back to the menu and be like, I need to shift some material around because I am not prepared for this.
It was rough. Like, I mean, listen, I beat it in the first try, and therefore it feels better.
Yeah.
You know, if I would have lost this, I would have probably been a little bit more angry about it, to be honest with you. But it's just because my build did not have anything to counter it. And maybe that's a bad build by me, but it's not something that I've ran into any other time.
But that's a lesson that's a lesson you learn, and you're like, maybe I should have elemental magic damage. I had elemental magic damage, but not anything that countered him. I had Blizzard and I had Fireball. And so now, like, I think Tifa has a wind attack assigned to her. I have something for everything. So if shit gets bad with a specific element, I have something I can throw at them. Exactly. Yeah, and I have an ability with Cloud that every time another member of the party does an attack, he will just automatically just do bolt.
Really?
He will just, every time you do a magic attack with somebody, bolt. And I attached my, there was one blue materia, I can't remember where you get it, but there's one that will extend an attack to everybody on the field at once. Ooh. What I did was I attached that to heal. Ooh. So now I'm healing everybody. The heal is now split to a third if you have a full party, but that's a good way. But with Aerith's upgraded heal ability, she's a really good healer. Now everybody gets half health.
If you're going to use Cure, you use it with Aerith. She just, like, everyone else does, like, for me, like 700. She does like 1,000 something.
She gets weapons, like staffs, so fast that I don't have enough time to upgrade the ability before I have another staff, so I'm still working on old stuff. I have like 4 staffs with her.
I think I have 3.
Gotcha.
I got 3, because I found one also in chapter 11.
Yeah, there's one that's like does really good damage.
Yeah, it's in a box, but oh yeah, it'll fuck them up.
Yeah, I can't touch that yet. I'm still working on my previous one.
Tempest, I think it is. That's when you trigger that, it just like fucks up ghosts. So we win the arena.
I love the couple Easter eggs here. The fanfare, da 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 da, classic Final Fantasy fanfare, and then like the little. It's specifically the one from 7 where it has like the trail off at the end and everything. And Cloud and Aerith's victory animations, like the spinning of the sword. and Aerith's like cheer are just straight from the original game for being a random encounter. That's
I like that.
That's their pose from that. So a couple things from that.
I love little Easter eggs like that. I'm not picking up on them because I didn't play the original.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's why you're here. I really like this section. I like all of it. At this point, Madam M is like, I'm gonna doll up Aerith, get her actually ready to do this. And this is like, go do side quest time. I have a side quest that I think broke.
Okay.
So I did the squat challenge.
The squat off.
Listen.
May I have this squats?
Who the fuck falls over doing squats?
Well, these bozos.
Like, I'm like sitting there going like, body weight squats are like, I can teach anyone. We do it just to bend over and pick up a library book. Like, what the fuck? But like, apparently this is a competitive sport here.
Yeah, exactly. That is what, if Crisis Core taught me anything, it's that's the main workout for soldiers is squats. You just stand there and do squats.
Man, it must be like a CrossFit thing or something. No, never mind. CrossFit
Shinra funds the CrossFit industry. Therefore, they have to train their soldiers.
That's why those soldiers are so bad.
They're all insane.
Eric's got a beef with CrossFit. But I really thought that was fun. I thought that was fun. But the Johnny side quest. So Johnny's like, hey, I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm going to help you save Tifa. We're going to be a team. And it's particularly with this old man who got depressed. He ended up selling a bunch of stuff off. And it's like one of those side quests where it's like you're going back and forth between people. And like basically you're doing the whole like, you know, oh, I talked to this guy, but no, I really talked to this guy. But at one point I get to the pharmacy. And the pharmacy's like, there's sick people around here or something. Go find them. And I went looking. There's a bunch of people sick in like alleys and stuff. But it never let me do anything with it. And I never got a quest.
I never got this side quest.
With Johnny?
Yeah, never got this one. I wonder if... Did you have the Angel of the Slums quest line?
What's that one?
That's where the old lady from Chapter 8... where it's a sequel to the side quest from Chapter 8 with the reporter.
No.
So if you didn't finish that one, it's possible... that the game gave you a different side.
I did finish the one in Chapter 8.
The Guardian,
Angel you go fight the robot, and you find the letter that's like, you know, hey, I was actually trying to get the reporter.
That's weird. I
did everything in Chapter 8. I got the
because you got the scene with Aerith.
I got the scene with Aerith where he talks to the flowers.
I don't know then because I got one. So the one I got was it's a second Angel of the Slums one where
I didn't get that
someone is blaming the Angel of the Slums on stealing a bunch of stuff, and the lady's like, I know the Angel of the Slums wouldn't do that, and plus they didn't wrote I'm your guardian angel, they wrote I'm your garden angles, and you find out it's Burke's badasses doing a thing again. And I
didn't get that.
You fight one of their dudes who's like decked up like he has like a Jason mask on. And you fight him.
Man, I got the Johnny side quest.
That's weird.
And like it fucking just stopped working on me.
I wonder what's going on with that because I never knew your side quest was in it because I only had gotten this one. So it must be a dialogue option somewhere down the line. But that's like crazy.
So Johnny was outside of he comes running up to me outside the Madam M place when I step out.
Yeah.
He's like, we got to work together. And Cloud's like, not really. And he runs off. But then each place that I'm going in relationship to this side quest, he's outside. Like I go to like the restaurant at one point and the chef is like making something and I'm using the mantras to like make decisions and such. Like I have to go get something out of a vending machine at one point. Like I'm doing these really weird, unrelated tasks that Johnny's like also there with me. And at one point, it just stopped giving me a marker. And I'm like, did I complete the quest? I don't think I did. But it's really weird. I would love for you to tell me what the fuck is happening. Because I was like, because I completed every marker on the map. But I don't know if I didn't get the second Angel quest line. At all.
That's crazy.
Like, I'm really bummed out now. Because I felt like I broke the quest line. And I couldn't figure out why I was going to the next place each time. But Did you ever like have to go into the hotel and go to like the vending machine and like get something out of that or anything?
No?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Did I get fuck, dude? I don't know. It's really weird that you didn't get this. I was hoping you could give me like an idea of what happened.
Just branching paths here. Different side quests for different choices.
I can tell you, it kind of sucked because I feel like it broke.
Oh,
so
man.
I don't know what happened. My long point is we go back to the Don's kind of castle there.
I remember the third one I got was a...
You had a third one?
Yeah, there was 3 side quests. There was a quest at the arena to go back to.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that one. I admit I didn't do that one.
Okay.
To go back and like fight some more?
Though it's one easy boss fight.
Oh, damn, I should have done
against one of the little like robot dudes.
I thought we were going to have to fight again a bunch, so I didn't.
You were still scarred from the Hell House. You're like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't want to fight the Hell.
Now there's 2 Hell Houses.
Man, I'm fucking mad that I didn't get that.
It's fine.
Okay.
Aerith
shows up looking good, and like all now she's like the woman of the town now.
It's the scene from the movie where the nerdy girl lets her hair down and everyone thinks she's pretty.
Everybody's like, oh god. I like that every time you pass this one guy who's with his garage, he keeps making comments and she's like, what the fuck? And then when Cloud comes back dressed in drag, he's like, look at that girl. Which gets to the sequence we need to talk about. We can't get in because the ticket's only for Aerith. And Aerith and Cloud's like, I'm not letting you go in there by yourself. So we're going to go visit the Honey Bee Hotel because we kind of caught the eye of its proprietor during the tournament. So he's given us a chance to meet him. When we go in, Aerith's like kind of shoved to the side. And they take Cloud in, a bunch of the honeybee girls, and like, hey man, are you ready for your dance comp number? And Cloud's like, what dance? And like, do the dance. So you practice the dance mechanic where you do your dancing.
And it's Cloud, for the practice thing, he's just doing stuff with the sword because that's his like dancing to him. It's just like, I'm just going to pose with my sword.
And then we go into the big Vegas style showroom, and Cloud is brought upon the stage to do a massive dance number
with Andrea, the owner of the Bunny Bee.
And it's actually really cool. This section's fun.
This is straight up like Yakuza.
It's Yakuza.
It's Cloud just knows how to dance. This sequence is so incredibly well choreographed. It is so much fun. The dancing visuals are not just like having button prompts on the screen hitting up, down, left, right, or something. They're so visually tied to what is going on.
They like swing into the camera at the last minute when you need to hit them and stuff. They're like super well done.
I love this sequence so much. Aerith is losing her mind.
Aerith is having a fucking ball.
She's like enjoying the drag show going on.
Yes.
She's like, more drinks over here, please.
She's having a blast. And after succeeding in the dance off,
there's a build up to it where Cloud, they do a reveal and Cloud is decked out like a woman.
He is in drag. And
this is the part where when you play the original game and they're going to remake it, you're like, they're not going to do this.
They're not going to do the drag.
They can't touch this.
He even straight up says to Cloud, he goes, beauty is independent of gender. And like, it's just like a straight up being like,
oh yeah, queen.
Well, yeah. I mean, Cloud is in a dress with like makeup and like heels. Like he is full on in drag. And I am amazed they did this. I'm amazed it did it so well.
This could have been bad.
This could have been bad.
This could have been terrible. This could have been, I can't believe I gotta wear a dress. But Cloud's like,
Cloud kind of owns it.
Cloud, skipping ahead a bit, Cloud's response to when Tifa sees him and says,
oh, I fucking love that response. Oh my god.
She's like, Cloud, what is going on? What happened? He said, nailed it. I know. Thank you. Moving on.
He says, Cloud, the dress. He goes, yes, nailed it. Nailed it. Thank you. Moving on. He just like straight up like, damn right, I look good.
Let's unpack this. Nailed it. Like, yes, I got it. I'm beautiful. I know. Thank you. I acknowledge. Thank you for addressing the fact that I'm beautiful. Moving on. Let's never talk about this again.
Nailed it. Moving on is what he says specifically because I wrote it down. Cloud just goes, nailed it. Moving on.
Oh, God, Cloud's so good.
I fucking love. And you know what? It's not offensive. It's not bad.
It's not. He's doing
really
this
well done.
He's doing this to save his friend. It is not
It's also plays off the fact that Cloud has a lot of feminine features.
Yeah. It's
so like
poking fun at Cloud from like that perspective, and also Cloud being like this ultra masculine, someone playing harder than they are, but secretly being like a big old softy on the inside.
Yeah.
Like someone who genuinely cares about people, even though he doesn't want to let them in. And it's a complete inverse of that.
The walk back to the castle is great because everyone's like, look at these two stunning women. And Cloud is just like, the walk with Cloud, because he's like holding his hands in front of him in like a very proper way.
These guys like back arched straight and just walking, like not making eye contact with everybody. Because again, you're playing as Aerith in this part. It does the same thing again where so you're following behind Cloud as he's walking through alleyways, and she's like, Cloud? He's just like,
he's like, I'm not talking about this. And like, I love that she's like, Cloud. Because even she's not making fun of him. She's like, we have to talk about what just happened. And he's like, nope. No. Got a mission.
I'm forward. I'm doing it. I'm doing
Cloud,
this for a friend.
Cloud, why are you so good at walking in those hills? Don't worry about it.
Soldier training.
Soldier training.
I did a lot of squats. Like
soldier training. Always be prepared.
So I need one more thing, not to harp on Cloud and address for so long, but there's a story that I want to tell.
Tell the story
from this. So this was way back when the game came out, right when we were able to, because the game came out during the pandemic. So right around when this game came out is when lockdown ended, where we could go. So we were able to like go around in mass and everything. So I went to a GameStop and was looking around. Final Fantasy VII Remake was about a month or two old at this point out. Guy comes in, is looking at like the PS5 games on the shelf, and like, he's talking to a guy about recommendations. And the GameStop guy is like, Final Fantasy VII Remake, he's like, very good game. I highly recommend it. He's like, the guy's like, you see, I heard Cloud wears a dress. And the guy's like, yeah, Cloud has to wear a dress. And he's like, man, I don't feel like Cloud would do that. And I'm like, have you played? What are you talking about? And then the guy goes on, I was like, but yeah, he does that in the original game. That's in the original game too. And then the guy just like backpedals so hard. It's like, well, the graphics you couldn't really see what was happening.
Yeah, but I don't like how this one makes me feel. What is what he's doing? I mean,
Cloud's a very pretty man, I guess.
Listen, it's like a classic comedic like beat in like movies and TV shows of a character going undercover as the other gender to get into a place, you know, like that's a classic thing that's in a lot of movies. It's also, I referred to Cloud in the first episode as my favorite little twink because he is a very feminine featured character. That's who he is, but that doesn't affect the fact that he is a great, like
he's a badass.
He's a fucking badass. He's kicking like he's my favorite character in this game. I have such a weird. It's so weird that someone would play up to this point and be like, this is unacceptable. Like, what are we doing?
Or like hearing about it and being like, Cloud wouldn't do that. I played the original game. That's in the game. That's in the original game too. And it is
what it boils down to is people have very hard lines on what gender is and what people should do in gender. And anything that goes outside of those lines makes people uncomfortable. And
pixelated,
a little pixelated
polygon,
dude
little
in a
polygon
dress.
man in a dress is very different from
this
a more beautiful freaking game.
Yeah, where it actually plays off the fact that Cloud is feminine looking. What it is it makes you confront the fact that the badass character that you like could also be very feminine looking. And they just can't confront that.
And that's the whole point of this scene. And why it works in a modern context is because it holds a mirror to Cloud.
It holds a mirror to Cloud that Cloud is a multifaceted character.
And the fact that he's not even going to address if he's comfortable with it or not because he has a mission to do. Because that is Cloud. Great writing. Props to the team for pulling this off. I don't know how you do it.
I love that fucking line though. Nailed it. Moving on. Like, hell yeah, I look good. Like the fact that also there was no like need to like have Cloud be like, I didn't like it. Cloud's just like, yeah, I look good.
Of course I was going to do this.
Of course I did this. I had to get you out.
I don't want to talk about it, but I did it.
So this leads up to us going to the castle. I love the door guy again because he's like, seriously. Because this guy has like no qualms about, he knows what's going on. He's like, sure, whatever. Go on in. You've got the technical qualifications. You go, you do a meetup where you get gassed.
And that's when you're like thrown in the same room where they're holding Tifa.
And basically it's like a lineup. This is very like, he's a scummy dude.
There's a great moment here. Like Tifa's introduction to Aerith and how fast they become friends is right here. And I love it. Because Tifa's like, once we do this, you need to get out of here. And Cloud's like, please, don't even try to talk her out of it. And then Aerith goes, oh, you understand me now.
I really love this whole sequence in general because Aerith like, hey, Tifa, how you doing? And Tifa's like, who are you? Who are you?
Oh, I'm Cloud's friend.
Yeah, but no, I really, and like this is when we get the information with Tifa's like, hey, this is why I came here. He's been asking a lot of questions about Aerith. I mean, about Avalanche. I'm trying to figure out what he knows. We have the scummy little lineup where he's like, which women should I pick? Of
course he picks Cloud.
Of course he picks Cloud, the prettiest girl in the room. And Cloud,
he's such a creep.
He's such a creep, but also like there's like this creepy. He's like, you guys can have the other two, and it's like, oh no, I don't like the implications of any of this. But then we get what becomes a fun scene because they get taken off in the back there where the other guys are like, ha ha, they're going to do their horrible things, and they're like, I guess we could go ahead and break character now. Tifa's like, yeah, I guess we can. So they just beat the shit out of those dudes. Aerith hits a dude with a steel chair. I fucking love that sequence.
The amount of edits I've seen with like WWE sound effects with Aerith just beating the
just
guy with a chair.
Beating a dude with a chair. Tifa kicks everybody's ass. And then we cut back to Cloud in the bedroom with this dude. And Cloud is not like threatened by this guy, but he's just so fucking done with this motherfucker.
And the guy's loving this.
Yeah, he's like, because he's got like a weird fetish about being told he's a loser. But like Cloud's just sitting there like, when can I beat the fuck out of this dude?
Like, get, come on, guys! Like, please get me out of here.
You play a sequence in which you play as Tifa and Aerith, and you fight your way to Cloud. And I really love that sequence because when they bust in, they give the equipment which you get from the door guy because he's secretly working with, I think Madam M and everybody. Really, he's working with everybody basically.
Yeah,
he's in on it. When you get there and you basically get this cool fun sequence where like they give Cloud his gear and he's changing obviously, and like scumbag dude's like watching him and they like had this realization that Cloud's a boy.
Oh. So funny.
But I really love this because Tifa is like Tifa and Aerith are like who's really intimidating him. Like he's scared to death of Tifa. Like Tifa's like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
I mean, he's probably seen soldiers before and everything, but
like Tifa
strong,
and
independent
Aerith,
women. Oh
no. Basically what he says is Avalanche is being asked about because Shinra has got him out there kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Shinra is planning to drop the plate like they did on 6 on Sector 7.
Just to make a statement about Avalanche is what they're doing.
They're just going to destroy Sector 7. You have this great sequence. I love it because at the end of it, he goes, but why would I tell you this? And Cloud says, at least my Cloud said, because you already think you've won.
Yep, say the same thing too.
And he triggers a hole in the floor that causes you to fall into the sewers. Serial 11, bring up the count. This cuts into chapter 10. Chapter 10 starts off with a great boss fight.
I love the absolute boss fight. It's a lot of fun.
Chapter 10 is a lot of running around and story stuff, mostly of Aerith and Tifa becoming friends. Like, it's a lot of, like, Tifa and Aerith kind of becoming buddies, and it's good combat sequences. It's fun. I enjoy this whole sequence.
It's your JRPG dungeon. You're raising and lowering water levels to get through. You're fighting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's great.
Yeah, you're fighting Ninja Turtles, basically. Not a whole lot of fun stuff to play, not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I agree.
We have a great.
Eris says something in particular, though. At one point, she does say the future isn't set in stone.
Almost like she sees it. Tifa and Aerith have the great little mini game in which you have to pump up a pressure gauge and do some stuff. I like that sequence because
it's so in there for padding, but I don't care. I had a fun time.
I love all the little mini games. I think they're fun.
The little just a little bit of gameplay variety thrown in here.
And usually you get like one a chapter, and I enjoy them. Chapter 11 has a lot more to talk about because we get topside, and we are now in the train yard, kind of like graveyard. This is where the trains go when they're destroyed.
We get a scene of Reno and Rude on the helicopter heading towards the pillar that holds up the plate. And
I kind of like this scene a lot.
Yeah. Rude is just like, this is what we need to do. And Reno says, I guess it's too late for me to grow a conscience now.
But neither of them are excited about this.
Oh, of course not.
Like, both of them are like, even Rude is like, we gonna do this? Like, we're gonna drop the plate? Like, it strikes me as neither of them are psychopaths. Like, they're employed by an evil organization, but they're not psychotic. But they're still following orders, which is just as bad. I really like that little touch that they're both of them are like, are we really gonna do this? You know, like
even like the higher ups within Shinra, because you got a scene where everybody's like, yeah, of course, dropping the plate. Like Heidegger's like, well, why didn't we do this earlier? And then you have a guy, Reeve.
He's the deputy something. He's like one of the middle management kind of guys level.
Yeah, Reeve is like, this is an awful idea, sir. What are we doing?
This is murder. Like, we're killing thousands of people. And you can just tell, like, not everybody a part of Shinra is psychotic.
Yeah.
But they are a part of an evil organization.
Yeah.
And following orders, when you're following immoral orders, is still just as bad.
Yep.
Reeve
will be a character later on in as we go throughout Final Fantasy VII. Of course, because he's the guy like, this is a bad idea, guys. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, just because they pop up for a little bit don't mean we aren't seeing them again.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of characters that have popped up that we'll probably be seeing again.
So the train graveyard. In the original game, this was like one screen. This whole section.
I like this section. It's like Tifa has heard some horror stories about ghosts. Tifa is freaked out by ghosts. Aerith is a lot less worried about them. Because I think she has a connection to him. Mm-hmm. But Tifa is like genuinely kind of scared by this. There's a great sequence when you're going into the big big warehouse,
cargo area.
Yeah,
basically.
and like they both grab your arm, and you kind of have to like move forward and pull away from them. But it's a great opening, is like you're staring into the dark cargo room. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff here where it's like we're learning that the ghosts are mostly kids, right? Like they're kids.
They're fighting you because not out of like malice, but because they're bored and want like someone to play with.
Yeah,
like
Aerith kind of is aware of that.
Like the ghoul boss fight you hear after they appear. It's like, what'd they say? And he's like, thank you for playing with me.
Yeah, they're just bored. They're like and it kind of comes back to like, you know, whether I think I have a theory at the end here, but I really like this section. I think it's a lot of like good combat against the ghosts because you have the whole mechanic of switching back and forth what mode they're in, whether you can hurt them with different attacks. The big thing is once you are kind of like navigating in and out of here, there's a sequence where you come across kind of you're at the end, you're about to go into section 17, and Aerith gets grabbed by a bunch of ghosts and taken off. Mm-hmm. And we cut to Aerith is having this sequence where she's watching the kids play, like the ghost kids play. And then it cuts to her as a kid, not as a ghost, but as a kid.
Along with other kids playing hide and seek.
And she's asking, like, she's like, I'm ready, like all the other kids say. And no one comes and finds her. And she starts crying, and then it's like you can hear like kid Aerith cry as adult Aerith is crying.
Like this is a painful memory for her.
And then who finds her is Cloud, because at the last minute, Cloud grabs her and knocks her out of the way as the final boss of this chapter comes flying by. And Tifa and Cloud are like, hey, we got you. And it's kind of this like sweet moment, like no one came and got you as a kid, but we got you now.
Yeah, it's like she has friends. She was the weird standoffish kid.
Yeah.
And we'll find more about that as we go on. But the fact that she like has like a place of belonging, she has a family now. There's a reason she wanted to go off on like this adventure and everything.
Yeah, it's like she connected with these people. But I love that they find her. And it's like this sequence, like, of course we found you. We wouldn't leave you.
Every character is dealing with repressing some type of trauma in their lives, and how they are is how they react to it. Like Aerith being like this glowing beacon of sunshine is her reckoning with her past just as much as it is Cloud shutting everything out. I love these characters. I love
they've really grown
all
on
of them.
They've all grown on me.
The character writing in this is like so fantastic, so well done. I want to hang out with these dudes.
I mean,
that's why I love Rebirth so much, is because it is a massive globe-trotting adventure with this party and them just a lot of camaraderie, talking back and forth with each other.
Like the fact that
like
this section that's like an hour here was like one screen in the original. I'm fine with expanding like this. Like this is, you're getting more time with characters you love, and that's a win.
Yeah, exactly.
This boss fight is great. You're fighting basically the Grim Reaper. Which I kind of think he is the Grim Reaper. Because when you beat him, and I love the sequence when you finally beat him, because Tifa jumps on there and she's like, go to hell. And like punches him so hard he goes through like a bunch of trains. Tifa, badass. I love Tifa. She's still my favorite. When you beat him, you kind of release the ghosts. Like all the ghosts get to like ascend to heaven.
Disappear,
or whatever.
Yeah, like something was holding all of the spirits.
I think it was him. I think it was that.
Because they all disappear and everything. And like, there's like a lot of stuff leading you. Like the ghosts are kind of guiding you through this section with their graffiti. Like, go back this way. Like you can take a detour to a treasure chest that has one gill. And you turn around and they're like, wrong way, stupid.
Yeah, I love that stuff. But I think you kind of like purge the place of the evil, right? And let them all be able to go and move on to the other side. But as you're walking out, Tifa sees a ghost that turns into Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
And this cuts into a scene where Tifa's at the bar talking to Marlene. And Marlene's the one who tells her the ghost story about the train yard. And then she starts to say something about her dad. She's like, is dad going to be home tonight, basically? And she's like, I don't think he's going to make it tonight. And it's this sequence where you see like the price that these characters are paying. And particularly Barrett being like a father is like a major part of his character.
But also being like this freedom fighter. And how do you adjust? Like he wants to save the planet for Marlene, but in doing so, he's sacrificing the time that he has on this planet with Marlene.
We all as parents deal with that in some ways, because the time you take to provide for your family pulls you away from the children the time that you have, so limited time with them at each stage in life. So it's a good challenge that every father and mother has. But also for Tifa, it's a reminder of what's at stake, because throughout this chapter, you go from, is he lying? They're not probably going to actually drop the plate, to seeing the helicopters and hearing the gunfire and be like, they're going to drop the plate,
Yep.
And so to Tifa, it's like, we have to go because they're going to do this. Because they are straight up like attacking the pillar, which is being defended by, and this is a spoiler for the next chapter, but I think we usually play till the next time you take control of a character. Barrett and Avalanche are trying to defend the pillar against Shinra, who's trying to take the pillar to blow it up.
There's one of the members of Avalanche getting like thrown off the side and falling down, which is a scene taken from the original game too, and everything.
Also, nobody can hit nothing. Everybody's got stormtrooper ammo, stormtrooper aim. Everybody's just and not hitting a damn thing.
The helicopter misses like the dude, and then he turns around, and then the Shinra guys holding like AK-47 is just like starts.
This is just a weird
right
observation
gun,
that I've made. In American video games, people get hit constantly. Like you constantly hit things with guns. in Japanese video games, characters just bullet spray and never hit a thing. It's like a very Kojima thing as well. Like, how many times in Metal Gear Solid are guys like standing 5 to 10 feet away from each other, shooting at each other, not hitting a damn thing? I don't know if this is a cultural thing. Like, America's a very gun-heavy society, so we're like, no, from 10 feet I hit anything. You know, enough bullets, you will hit it. But it's something I notice a lot in Japanese video games. Yeah. It's like guns are just like slinging around and like never hit anything until they need to.
This is also very FF7's very Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's
not. This is a very Star Wars thing.
But I just noticed this in Metal Gear and like Ninja Gaiden.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, you're right. Like, guns, no problem. Sword, oh god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I think, and maybe it's just a cultural thing. Maybe it's also like we want the cool sequence to look cool, and it's more important than like.
If you know what's cooler than a guy getting hit? A million bullets flying everywhere.
Yeah, but then like if you've ever had the guy who like shoots his AR-15 on the weekend, he's gonna be like, within 10 feet, anybody can hit anything. And I am not gonna lie, maybe I'm that guy because I'm always like, you can't fucking hit that dude. You're 5 feet away from him. Just point it in his general direction and hit the trigger. But yeah, we do see that they're defending Avalanche, and obviously our mission now in Chapter 12 will be to go stop the assault on the plate and try to keep them from dropping the plate down on Sector 7.
I will bring up one last thing. It's where it goes back to Chapter 10. I already said the line, the future isn't set in stone. I remembered the context for it. It's where Tifa is saying, we don't know if they're going to drop the plate or not. And there's like, kind of offish this whole time. Like she's hiding something. And it says, well, the future isn't set in stone.
Also, this is my other theory, because I've seen the meme of her standing there with her hands clasped on her knees and getting stabbed by Sephiroth. There's multiple times where it cuts to like what seems to be her hands clasped. Like, that's an event that she knows is coming.
Okay.
I'm either a genius right now or I sound like I'm on methamphetamine. I hope I'm like...
This game will turn you into a madman.
I believe this... Put this on record, and people can tell me if I'm wrong. I believe Aerith is somehow connected to knowing what's either about to happen or has happened in the past. This is either a time loop or she can see the future.
All right, we'll put a pin in that.
Put a pin in. That's a good place to stop, I guess.
Next time, we are going to be playing chapters 12, 13, and 14. Chapter 14 is gigantic. It is a giant side quest hub. This is your last hub for the entire game. You can spend just a couple hours here, or you can just dump a ton of hours here. Try not to burn yourself out. Try to like pace everyone who's playing. Try to like pace this section out, because if you're trying to like grind this through, you can like hit a brick wall with chapter 14. This is like the hard. This was the hardest part to divide, and I was like, well, I can't do halfway through this chapter, so we're just going to go all the way through it.
I think that, I mean, so far you've done great with the division of the game. I think you do the best you can with what you got here. Hopefully we'll be maintaining on schedule. I am out of the country for a week, and so if we're a little bit behind, I apologize. But we are going to come back, like I said, 12, 13, 14. Then we'll finish up with chapter 15 as a single episode.
Oh, 15 through 18.
15 through 18. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
15 through 18.
It's the end of the game, so
we'll finish the game.
Finish the game.
Games and Geek Expo, 5th and 6th, Raleigh, North Carolina. Like the State of the Save TikTok and the YouTube, go on there. Make sure you follow us so you'll be ready for all the content we'll be dropping from the Expo. Make sure you please go and like and subscribe and drop us the 5-star ratings on all your favorite apps. That helps us out more than you understand. As always, stay safe out there.